All right. Hey guys, this is Keenan Dejan, President and CEO of SC WebTech LLC, also co-founder of the Bridge Club, a training ground for young professionals where we teach entrepreneurs how to bridge the gap between where you are and where you truly desire to be. Okay. The other week, about a week ago, I had the pleasure of sitting down with world renowned speaker and published author and independent business owner, Dr. Tobias Q. Brown. And in this video, I really want to talk to the college students because we had a chance to sit down and we recorded. It was an hour-long podcast where we discussed what Tobias, what Dr. Brown does is he travels all across the world, going from college to college and empowering college students, leading students in within themselves into that place where they can grab hold of the leader within them to really begin to um, face their challenges as students and become more productive members of society. And he used tips and techniques and different strategies that really work. He authored and wrote a book called It's Easier Than You Think. And it was awesome because when I was in college, me and Dr. Brown got to sit down, and he actually shared with me some things that literally helped to bring my GPA up an entire point in just one semester. So we share, have a discussion, and I want to give you access to that podcast absolutely free. No credit card, no email address or anything. And I want to put a link to that information on this page or in the description if you're watching on YouTube. Um, but a few other things that I wanted to talk to you about. I want to really address the students. And of course, if I'm not in college at this time, but I still consider myself a student, so I want to really share some things. After our discussion, I got to thinking about my mindset and my mind frame when I walked across the stage and where I was at mentally. Um, and I came across a video also the other day by a guy named Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn, if you guys know Jim Rohn, he passed away here maybe about a year ago from this recording, and he shared some tips. The video was called "It's Easier Getting Rich. Getting Rich is Easy," and he talked about how the first 6 years of his life, from 19 to 25, he messed it up and he was broke. But the second 6 years, from 25 to 31, he got rich. And I've been on the rich side, been on the poor side, and for me, I kind of boiled it down in some regards because I've been in a place where I didn't have to worry about, cost me X amount of dollars to live per month, and I'm making, X amount of dollars, per month. And I've been in a place where it costs me X amount of dollars per month, and I'm making minus X amount per month. So being on both sides, and actually, just recently here, a few weeks ago, I took a big hit in my business, and I got set back. you know. And if any of you play football, it's kind of like, taking control, of the game and you moving up the court, nice, up the field, nice and smooth. And it's like you get up to a 10-yard line and it's first and goal, and then you get hit with a few penalties. Next thing you know, it's still first and goal, but you're on the other side of the 50 on the 45-yard line. And it's like, all right, you just got up there so easily, but you got hit with a few penalties. Some people might call it, you take, 4 steps up and you got to take 6 steps back. Well, I believe that, taking another 10 steps forward can be easy as long as you have the right mentality and have the right tools and know, what steps you need to take to move forward and progress. Remember Socrates saying that, you should never uh, down a man or knock a man for progress, and regardless of how slow he's moving. Because if you're moving better, how many of you know that better is better, right? All right. So Jim Rohn shared a few tips here. 3 things that he addresses and how getting rich is easy. Now, some of these things have changed, so I'll kind of modify it. I'll give you what he gives out here in just a moment, but then I'll also kind of add in my little tidbit here. And one of the reasons why I want to do this to give you the ideal ear. Uh, when I was, you know, graduating from high school, going into college, and when I walked across the stage from college, going into the quote unquote real world, especially in that time, when I came, walked across the stage from college. 3 days later, I was sitting down in class in real estate, in real estate class, because that's what I wanted to do at the time. I had already went through the steps, to get back into or to get into real estate class and go that route as far as developing millions and millions of dollars, you know. Um, I had a lot of ambition when I was in college. And especially my senior year in college. I mean, I was ambitious. I was turning down, jobs coming out making $40,000 a year. Like screw you, I ain't with it. It's corporate America. I'll wipe my butt with you. I just had that mentality. But I was on fire and had a lot of ambition, but I really, didn't have a solid plan or a teacher or mentor. These are the three things that Mr. Rohn addressed in this video and how getting rich is easy. The first thing he said is you live in America. That's it. And America is easy. I mean, really, America is easy. If you look at Bangladesh, Bangladesh is hard. You know, I mean, what is it? The yearly average income in Bangladesh is $120. That's hard. Some of these third world countries, y- that they can be hard. America is still the land of the free, the home of opportunity, a place where you can get it wrong today 50 times and then wake up again tomorrow and what? Try it again. And then you can do what? Try it again. And then you can try it again. You never run out of opportunities to try it again and to get it right. It doesn't matter how many times you fail. It doesn't matter how long you sat down on the bench. It doesn't matter how much you said, you know what, I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't. All it takes is one more I can in order for you to get back up and try it again. You can get on the horse 100 times and fall off 100 times, but you always have the opportunity, the 101st time, the 101 times to get back up and try it again. This is America, the land of sheer opportunity. You will never run out of chances. As long as you can wake up, there's something inside of you that's saying, hey, here's another day to start fresh. Brand new mercies every morning. You know, God in you is saying, hey, there's something inside of you. We've been playing the game and you might have got set back, but you know what? This is nothing but a setup for a comeback. Let's go at it again. We live in America. Now check this out, because even if we live in America, or even if you don't live in America, we have today what's known as the super information highway. We have this internet that has made our world so much smaller. I mean, there is on a daily basis, I communicate with people all around the world, literally in Australia, flirting with girls, in India, conducting business with people over in Indonesia. I remember the first time I looked and I blog on KeenanDejan.com. I looked in the back office and I was looking at my tracking and I would see that there were consistent readers in Indonesia and Pakistan that were reading blogs that literally sat down on my couch and wrote and typed up. Some right from my cell phone, typing up blogs, and people clear on the other side of the globe are probably on their couch, or sitting down at a Starbucks and reading my words in my blog post. And I was like, Wow, that is amazing. I mean, it really is to talk to someone on the other side of the globe based on a conversation that I just had with myself sitting on my couch. Uh, you really think about it, that is truly awesome, right? And so live in America, but we have what we know today as the internet. The internet has made our world so small, so much smaller than before, where we can Skype with someone. I was Skyping with a lady the other day. Um, she was in a country, she was in Europe, in a city that I still can't even pronounce. We're having a conversation on Skype, and was it was so awesome because at the time I was, I was putting my clothes on, and I got my phone sitting up in its prop, so it's just getting like my face, like my shoulders, my chest up, and I'm putting, my clothes on and everything. And I put on a bow tie with my vest on this day, and she was like, "Yo, by the way, I like your outfit. You look really nice." I was like, "Yo, that is awesome," because she can literally see me, and we're talking to each other, and she is on the other side of the planet. Skype is free. Google Hangouts is free. These are softwares. The internet is free. You might have some companies that have capitalized on you getting, internet access and things like that, but you can still walk up to a Starbucks or go to your local library and be able to gain access to this technology that is absolutely free. I don't know how it is in some other countries, but I sure know that there are libraries that there aren't just libraries in America. And so America is easy, but so is the internet. The internet is easy. So that bridges the gap, even if you don't live in America. All right, that's the first thing, is that we have technology, we have the internet, you live in America, and that is easy. Okay? You never run out of opportunities to try again. You never run out of chances to have opportunities. All right. Sometimes you might have to, you might have to crawl to get there if you can't walk or if you can't jog. And you might be tired when you get there. But if you do not stop, if you don't quit, then you will always make it to your destination. If you are willing to stand there for until you get what you're standing there for, then you, my friend, will be a happy camper. Now, the second thing is this. All right, first thing, you live in America. Second thing, grab hold to an opportunity. All right, that opportunity can come in the form of a job. That opportunity can be you being a server at a restaurant. That opportunity could be a network marketing program with a low entry cost. All right, that opportunity could be a volunteer job, at a church, volunteering for the company that you want to work for. You know, grab hold of an opportunity that is in the path, that is in the direction of where you want to go. You desire to do something. You might be in a place where I desire to do this and that and this, and I can play the fiddle, and I can, sing a tune, and I can, drum, and you have all of these ideas and things that you can do. And now you've come to a point where these 10 things that you can do very well have began to hold you down in a place of I don't know what to do. Well, pick one. Close your eyes. Reach your hand in the bucket and grab one. All of these desires have come for you. All you need is one opportunity. Pick, choose, decide on an opportunity that is in the path, something that you want to do. But when you choose that opportunity, even if there's a financial investment, don't just invest your finances. Invest your effort. Invest your sweat equity. Invest yourself so that I give the with network marketing, a lot of people are looking at, oh, that's that pyramid scheme. I'm not even going to go into that because that can be an opportunity for you to invest yourself and invest a couple dollars, $100, less than $500, way less than $1,000, and for you to invest your effort and your sweat equity to understand that business and to understand what the structure is and understand the system and to begin to learn, become a student of that industry and a student of those products and services so that you know exactly what it is that you're getting into. And if you commit to it and be willing to not stop. Listen, if you refuse to stop, then by definition you are unstoppable. I'm going to say that again. If you refuse to stop, then by the definition of what unstoppable is, you are that. You are unstoppable. My friends, you can choose to be unstoppable. And whatever opportunity it is that you decide to do, choose an opportunity. It could be going up the street and at the first, local store and at the mom and pop store. It could be sweeping up, and taking out the trash. You can make an opportunity for yourself cutting grass. Go next door to your next door neighbor and say, hey, can I cut your grass? Well, no, it's okay. I cut my grass myself. Well, you're like, hey, listen, I'm not even going to charge you. I'll use your lawnmower and cut your grass. How about that? Okay, great. Well, hey, how about this? Can I use your lawnmower? I was going to cut the neighbor's grass, up the street. Can I use your lawnmower? All right, great. You can come to them like, well, I'll cut your grass for free. Just let me use your lawnmower to cut the neighbor's grass. And then you go next door to the neighbor. Hey, I'll cut your grass for you. No worries. All you have to do, all I'm asking is that you put, give me enough money to put fuel into the gas tank because I'm going to cut, the neighbors up the street. I'm going to cut their grass. Now, at this time, you haven't even asked anyone to cut their grass other than the neighbor, that has the lawnmower. But that made an opportunity for yourself. You cut his grass, he lets you use the lawnmower. Now you have an asset. You go to the next door and you cut their grass. You might get no going up the street, but all you need is a yes. You get a yes and they end up giving you a glass of lemonade, and they pay you $20. Now you can go and put 5 in the tank in the gas, the lawnmower that fills it up. You got $15 in your pocket. You go up the street and you get a few more no's, and then you get set up for a couple more yeses the next day. What did you do? You thought about it. You had an idea. You made an opportunity for yourself. Why? Because one, you're in America and you never get out of chances to try it and try it again. If one neighbor says no, go to the next one. If that neighbor says no, go to the next one until you run out of neighbors or you get a yes. If you refuse to stop, then you become unstoppable. The man who is unstoppable gets what he wants, and it becomes that easy. But you have to fight within yourself to keep going. Winston Churchill says that courage is going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. Why is it that you will continue to go from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm? What is it that is stirring up your enthusiasm? What is it that is fueling your fire? What is it? You ask yourself. Though we may have endless opportunities, what is it that will make you to grab hold to the next opportunity when you just got a door slammed in your face? What is it that will keep you going? And as I'm sharing these words with you right now, you might be thinking, what is it? What is my why? What is my why? Why is it that I will continue to go when I don't have anything left in me? When my gas tank is on E and I've just gotten 100 no's in a row? What is it that will make you to continue to go on to that 101 chance? You have to find that for yourself. Is it your family? Is it your children? Is it your son? Is it your parents? Is it because you refuse to let yourself down? Is it because you know that there is something inside of you that refuses to stop? Because you know that there is a better life, that you know that there are better opportunities, and there is a vision that you have inside of yourself. And you won't refuse and you won't give up until that vision becomes a physical reality in your lives. What is your why? Now, it doesn't have to be deep. Some people say your why should make you cry, and that's a good thing. But even if it doesn't, your why, it does not have to be deep, but it must be clear. You have to be clear on why it is that you won't give up. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, without a vision, without a dream, the people perish. A vision. Who was it that says that vision is being able to see what is invisible to other people? You can have vision when your eyes are closed. And in fact, when your eyes are closed, it's when you see the vision the clearest. When you open up your eyes, you might see that you're low on your gas. You might see that you're behind on your rent. You might see that you're behind on your bills. But when you close your eyes, you see a life where you don't have to worry about money. You see a life where your bills are paid a month in advance. You see life where your expenses are taken care of months before they are due. When you are getting tired of your physical reality, then close your eyes and visualize and dream until your imagination quenches your thirst. Yeah. Why is it that you refuse to give up on yourself? Your vision doesn't have to be deep, but it absolutely must be clear. That was one. One, we live in America. We have the internet. Two is get yourself an opportunity. We never run out of chances to try. And I'll go ahead and say that 2B is why. Let your vision be clear. Let your why make you cry. But even if it doesn't, your why, your reason on why you will not give up on yourself doesn't have to be deep, but it must be clear. And 3, get yourself a teacher and trust in your training. Now, this number 3 is the part that it was a key part that I was missing in the season when I walked across the stage after school, after college. All right. I had an opportunity. I lived in America and was even developing my skills as a very savvy digital entrepreneur on the internet. But what I did not have was a mentor. I did not have a teacher, an instructor to say, well, you have this ambition and you have kind of a plan, but how about looking at it this way? Or saying that, hey, you got it wrong right here, but this is how you can get it right. Get yourself a teacher and trust in the training. Now, I do teaching and I train and I mentor young professionals and entrepreneurs. But this is not about the Keenan DeJohn show. You might have someone around you that you know can be a teacher and help you to get to where it is that you're looking to go. Now, I am available, and you probably see my number on this screen or somewhere on this page in the description. And I put it out there because I make myself available. This is not about some business opportunity. This is not just about, hey, I'm the show and watch me. This is not about that. This is about you and your life. I want to share things with you that I wish I would have been shared with me when I was coming out of college and when I was in that time and in that scheme. Because if I would have had some instruction specific to what I was doing, then yes, I could have gotten there. Now, I've been in a place where I've had less and had more. And though I even mentioned that I had a setback just recently, I don't stress and fret about how I'm going to come back because I've been set back and I've come back so much. I realize now when they talk about, Donald Trump and how he's lost millions and millions of dollars and then boom, gets it right back. Now, I may not have the expenses that Donald Trump has on this day here in 2014, but with my life and my expenses and how much it costs me, I've been in a place where I've made more than it cost me to live a month. I've been in a place where it cost me less than I did to live every month, and I had less, you know, than what it takes to live on a month-to-month basis. But I've always come back. I've always, from every setback, getting knocked down, I'm like a cat that lands on his feet. It doesn't matter. This is something that I've seen in my entire life. Anytime I've been set back, I always land on my feet and I come back. My subconscious mind is just programmed to come back. And this is what success is. So I love the story of the Phoenix so much, because it's about making a mistake and then getting over that challenge or coming back. It's about getting knocked down and then coming back and surpassing where you were even at the point when you got knocked down. It's about rising from the ashes, like the story of the phoenix bird. It's about falling in love and losing your love and then getting your love back again and then moving on to live happily ever after, so they say. This is the story of success, for going from rags to riches, from poverty to presidential, getting kicked and even getting kicked while you're down and coming back to help those who have fallen and even those who kicked you when you were down. This is the story of success that I love so much. And I think as I even share these words, I ask, well, is this going to be the pattern for the rest of my life? I don't know, but I tell you what, I like the story. I do. I like the story. You see in The Pursuit of Happiness where, he's selling these big machines and he's getting knocked down. But it touches us. It touches you in a special way when you can see the end of the story. And the protagonist going through all of these issues and through all of these challenges and not stopping. And the protagonist not even being one specific individual, but a series of circumstances seeming like obstacles in the way on getting to you to where it is that you desire to be. But at the end of the story, what happens? The protagonist makes it to his destination, and it's sweeter than he could ever imagine. This is the story of success, the story of the phoenix bird. That if you are always, any challenge that comes into your life, this is the good book, the Bible tells us, says that he will not put more on you than you can bear. He will never put more on you than you can bear, and always make a way of escape. Any challenge that you have in your life right now, and we will always have challenges, such as life. But your challenges are here to show you how big you are. The bigger the challenge, the bigger the reservoir of power lying within you. And that challenge is also a test, saying, you can overcome me. It is the God in you seeking to express himself in a bigger way to overcome that challenge, to show you as a reflection in the mirror just how big you are. Count it all joy when you come into trials and temptations, diverse situations that challenge you. Count it all joy, because they will show you the bigger you on the inside. So find you a teacher is number 3, and trust in the training, not just the training of the teacher, but oh yes, when the student is ready, the teacher will arrive. And the instruction of that teacher saying, hey, check this out. And you may have multiple mentors. That's okay. But you trust in the training of life, the series of circumstances that act as the antagonists and you being the protagonist in the story of your life. You trust in the training, trust in the trials and the challenges. Trust that they are showing you that you are bigger than those situations. And you talk to them just like that. You know what, Light Bill? You might be big, but you're not bigger than me, and you're not bigger than my God. trust in your training of life. But you get you a teacher, you get you somebody who has met or surpassed where it is that you're trying to go. And you ask questions and you let them to give you instruction and to mentor and to teach you how to grow out of your current situation. They'll teach you how to create better situations for yourself. So number one, you live in America. America is easy. We have the internet, which has made our world smaller, more connected. Number two, grab hold of an opportunity or make an opportunity for yourself. Number 2B, what is your why? Write it down. Get connected with the reason why you will have enthusiasm going from failure to failure. The reason why you must succeed and you are not willing to give up on yourself. Let your why make you cry, but even if it doesn't, your why does not have to be deep, but it must be clear. And number 3, get a teacher. Get a teacher that is in the way of where it is you want to go. I leave my information so that you can reach out to me and contact me. Reach out, send me a text. Now, it doesn't matter where you are or what you're doing. I know that I'm on this planet to help shine a light to make this world better. Now, I do public speaking and I've spoken to audiences and I do one-on-ones and I've advised on a one-on-one basis. Now, I see my business growing even the more. But even if my light shines one at a time, then okay, I will let my light shine and I will make sure that it is sitting not on a pedestal, but on a counter instead of underneath the bed. So that when the time is right and the door opens, that this little light of mine, I will let it shine. I will let it shine, shine, shine to illuminate the path of those who are around me. Now, if you're listening to this on YouTube, it's almost like being in another corner of the internet because you attracted this video into your situation. My voice is not for everyone. I've realized that. My words are not for everyone. But for those of you who these words are for, take heed. Word to the wise is sufficient. And these instructions may be simple, but they can get you to the next point in order to move further in your life. You are in America or you are on the internet. America is easy. Take hold of an opportunity. And I have an opportunity for you. I'll put that in the description as well. If you're looking for an opportunity, take a look at it. It may or may not be for you. But if you do decide to invest in this opportunity, invest yourself and not just your finances. 2B, if you have to connect. What is the reason why you will succeed in your next endeavor, regardless to what it is? And then 3, find yourself a teacher. If you're listening to this, then words that I'm sharing and that I share can help you to get to another point. People are in your life for reasons and for seasons. And it may be one phone call, it may be one textual conversation that gets you to another point. But move forward. Move forward on the ideas that you have and don't be afraid. Wise man once told me, if something is worth doing, it's worth doing wrong. Don't wait for the perfect situation and the perfect opportunity. But if you can make that mousetrap, then you can make it and you can make it better. So I wanted to share these words with you. Again, I'll put the information in the link, put the information in the description below or on this page so that you can get hold to more information. And that's it. My name is Keenan Dejan. I wanted to leave you with these words of encouragement so that you can understand that you don't have to be lost in this thing. But as we understand the rules and more rules on living this game of life, then we play it better. If you picked up a Monopoly board and just start playing, but you didn't know the rules, yeah, it might be fun, roll the dice and just do some stuff. But when you know the rules of engagement, you know the rules of the game, then the game becomes easier. Know the rules and play a better game. Again, if you want to check out more information, you can reach me on my blog as well at KeenanDejan.com. And I'll leave my math in the description below. It's been a pleasure speaking with you guys, and I hope that something that I said will help to touch you and spark you and move you forward in your life and whatever you decide to do. So I wish you the absolute best success that you can ever have and then some. Salut, my friends. Until next time. Peace.